Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGLgg Invite Highlander match taking place on CP Steel. It's the last week of the regular season, and we've got an absolute banger of a match, Amigos dos Amigos versus Somebody Help, where most likely the winner of this match will secure themselves a spot in playoffs, and the loser, very likely chance they go home empty-handed. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing amazing tonight. You're right about this match. It's going to be probably the most important match all of regular season. Whoever wins this, like you said, guarantees himself a playoff berth. They get a chance to prove themselves in the RGL playoffs next week, starting then. But there are a couple of nuances and circumstances that can result in both teams making it. We'll go over that in just a bit. But for now, we'll go ahead and introduce this match. And like you said, CP Steel, we're on an updated version, F9, fixed a couple bugs. Nothing too different. It's the same CP Steel that all of you know and love.
Yep, the refresh came in. Was it last season or 2 seasons ago that changed a few tiny things? That angle on B through the crack in the window no longer there, but that hasn't been there for a bit. Whenever the refresh version started, which I'm all for personally. I know some people didn't like that a map that said only cosmetic changes ended up doing that, but I think it's for the better. Anyway, we have a great match, as we said. Both teams coming into this 4-2. I'll run down the rosters real quick. Amigos dos Amigos coming in with Michael on Scout, which I believe he rang for them back in week 4, I want to say.
Yeah, he's played
And
before.
he's been playing pretty consistently with them, so I want to say he's taken over the main spot. Geen on Soldier, Vox on Pyro, DC Killing Spree on Demo Man, Paul on Heavy, Snoozy June on Engineer, Ray on Medic, Mountain on Sniper, who I believe is filling in for Mujet tonight,
Yeah, there's no
and
Mujet mode
Fish
tonight.
on Spy.
And then on Somebody Help, we're going to be having Emily on Scout, Sunny on Soldier, American on Pyro, May on Demo Man, Caboose on Heavy, Wymeo on Engineer, Fleeble on Medic, Timeless on Sniper, and Hino on Spy.
And if you've been around since UGC, you're saying, okay, those players are on the Chill Penguins, and they finally have a chance to lock themselves in playoffs on Steel. Steel historically has been the Chill Penguins and, Descendants' best map. And, Zach and I mentioned way back in the beginning of the season, it always felt like Somebody Help kind of got unlucky drawing their most important matchups on some of their worst maps. This, I would say, would go in their favor, but Amigos dos Amigos had a phenomenally close match last season, I believe with the WJQ 308 Chinese military shovel on Steel last season, taking a half and putting up a pretty decent fight back then. They've only improved since then, so I think we're going to have a real fantastic match tonight.
Yeah, and not only that, Amigos is actually coming off of a massive upset victory against Man Crush Monday last week. We haven't brought it up yet, and it's not really that talked about because it doesn't affect Man Crush Monday standing at all. With all their match points, they're guaranteed second seed. They cannot get any lower. So, actually, they technically could, but we'll talk about that later. But either way, Amigos, they're on a hot streak right now. Amigos have momentum coming into this match, and even if this is historically Penguin / Somebody Help territory, I wouldn't be surprised if Amigos are able to flip this.
Right, but I do want to talk about some of those situations right now, because we've got 2 matches tonight that we're really going to be keeping an eye on. This one, as well as MCM versus Yi up in the 2-3 seed. So 2-3, 4 and 5. At current, I don't know if Dolphin can pull up the standings. Man Crush Monday is 14 points. Yi's at 11.34, which is just close enough to the point where a 2-0 for Yi could get them second seed.
Yep, over MCM.
And granted, that wouldn't be the first time Yi's beaten MCM on Steel Week. I think it happened 2 seasons ago when Yi hadn't made playoffs. They upset MCM in the last week, and it didn't really have too many implications on the standings just because Yi hadn't, had been pretty far out of playoffs. But still worth noting, that's a revenge match for at least one of those teams. But the things start getting really interesting if MCM happens to 2-0 Yi. If Yi takes a point in their match, regardless of whether or not they win 2-0 or lose 1-2, they will make playoffs. They only need 1 round in their match, and one of these teams in this match is automatically going home.
Yep. On the other side, for this match, there's 3 different scenarios that can end up happening based on the scorelines if we assume that MCM do end up beating Yi 2-0. If Help win this match, any scoreline, 2-0, 2-1, Help make playoffs and Amigo are out. If Amigos sweeps this 2-0, then Amigos makes playoffs, Yi makes playoffs regardless of their result, and Help goes home. The other situation, which is both these teams making playoffs, happen if Amigos win this map 2-1. If that happens and Yi don't get a point, Yi gets kicked out of playoffs and both these teams advance.
Yeah, and part of the reason why that is because the fact that both of these teams, well, Amigos are 1.01 points behind Somebody Help, but or Yi, excuse me, but that doesn't really end up mattering as far as tiebreakers go due to the fact that Somebody Help would have the head-to-head advantage. However, with Somebody Help and Yi both having points ending in 0.34 and them being one apart, were they to tie, Somebody Help would take priority and move in and take playoffs.
Yeah,
so,
due to head-to-head from week 1.
So we've got a bunch of different, outcomes here. Again, important thing, if Yi takes a round, they're in. Don't have to worry about anything. If they 2-0, they get second seed. And then really, whoever wins this match will make playoffs.
For sure.
The possibility is there that both of them make it, but the way we're looking at it, chances are whoever wins this makes it in. Whoever loses it go home. So I don't think we've had a sudden death match like this, even if it's not true win or go home, in quite some time to end out the season. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I do believe we've had a couple in the history of RGL. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what they were, but I remember there being a couple of these situations. Like you said, though, they are rare. So to see the season come to kind of a peak at this moment, we'll finalize our playoff spots, is definitely exciting to see. As we do have Dolphin putting the predictions on the screen right now, a slight lean towards Amigos. A lot of people, taking that recent result of the win against MCM, the momentum they have from it in their favor, going to be voting for them. You can't underestimate Somebody Help, though. They are historically a steel team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that not having Mujet here, with nothing against Mountain, who's, shown himself to be a very strong up-and-comer, is against Amigos here. Mujet's been extremely solid at times and was one of the major reasons why they managed to beat MCM last week. And not having him here definitely, gonna, I think, might take a little bit of the familiar moxie out of the team, but hopefully whatever they found with Micah on Scout, they'll be able to make up for it.
Yep. We can go and talk about little player matchups, as we do have a lot of players loading to the servers, waiting for them to sort out their teams and get through pregame. So for the matchups I want to kind of look at, first of all, Sniper is kind of obvious because it's Highlander, but Steel's a unique Sniper map in that a lot of the advantages you get on Sniper are you have to make them with your own hands, where yes, your team will lead you places, but there's no gimme angles on this map. You need to win the SVSs in clutch situations. You need to help get your team out of the choke points. And I want to see if Mountain's going to be able to keep up with Timeless, because Timeless, as a Chill Penguin sniper for many of his seasons, he knows how to play this map to the best of his ability. If you're able to find the angles and give your teams openings, help them burst through these chokes, it's very easy to snowball points on Steel. As I believe Alto's internet has cut out, so we'll wait on him. It's still pregame. It's a shame that he's cutting out in the Spearhead match going into playoffs. But talk a little more about these class comparisons. DC versus May, obviously on Demoman, is going to be a massive one. It's Steel, it's all choke points. If your Demoman can open up the gates, do tons of damage, and help your team burst through the chokes, it'll be a lot easier for you to actually take ground. So Demoman, definitely a class to look at, as well as Sniper. As Alto does seem to have connected. Maybe check your mic.
Test. Am I coming through?
You're back.
All right, gonna take a bit to get me back into the server. But, right, I heard you talking about Demoman, and that is definitely going to be something to come up. Have we talked about the scouts yet? And
no, I was going to leave you that point.
Yeah, specifically because I think Emily has been one of the major players to watch on Somebody Help this season. We saw her on KOF Asheville way back in week 1 have an absolutely incredible game, and consistently has put up some really, really good numbers on KOF. Steel, of course, the anti-scout map, but with all the tight corridors and places for a soldier to splash someone. But I still think it's going to be worth watching her and Sunny on the flank to potentially look to grab an advantage over Micah and Geen on the side of Amigos, who Geen, a player that we've seen be pretty hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
In the sense that whenever Geen hits, he's pulling out massive 3Ks, getting med picks and chaining them together and really, really helping out his team. But when he's not able to find those big moments in kind of the moment-to-moment gameplay, we've seen him fall behind other invite soldiers. So on the side of Amigos, I think it's going to be really important that he and Mike are able to get some momentum going early, maybe work with Fish to find some picks, and get that snowball kind of rolling, get them confident, and strike the fear of God into some of the players and somebody help. Otherwise, they might find themselves kind of losing ground on that flank fight over time.
Yeah, and I do want to bring up for those of you who aren't as familiar with CP Steel as a map. This map kind of differs from the rest of the Highlander dynamic, where you want your scout and your demo main leading a lot of pushes because it's so hard for scout to get in on a lot of the points on this map because of all the choke points, and it's hard for him to do damage. A lot of times you'll see the scout team up with his traditional flank partners like soldier engineer to try and get things working on the opposite side of the map. Steel is about controlling multiple areas of the map at the same time, because if you're able to put pressure on multiple different chokes, all of a sudden the opposing team doesn't really have a place to go into. They need to allocate more resources to kind of take back ground, then they need to do that on the other side, and it's just a massive rotation game. Steel is one of the most convoluted Highlander maps overall, but it allows for some very good team play, and you'll notice that the more coordinated teams are always going to be better at this map.
Right, and that's kind of one of those reasons why Chill Penguins had been so historically good at it. Is they're always a team that was, been together for a long time. Everyone knew each other, really great friends, but just never were able to find those kind of DM lords that they always that
Except
might
for
have
the one
helped them.
season.
Except for that, well, yeah, except when they had Crab F on Soldier, and that was a wild season. Not gonna flashback too hard when they came third in Plat, but I think with May on demo and and Emily on Scout, we've been kind of hoping that maybe those are the pickups they needed to make, because if we assume Man Crush Monday doesn't kind of drop another stinker like they did last week, they're likely going to be guaranteed second seed, and the winner of tonight's match will likely end up taking that third seed against MCM, who, as we clearly saw last week, are vulnerable. Whereas the loser, or is either going home or is being fourth seed, who probably going to end up not having too good of a time against Wish Mode in the first round of playoffs. So definitely, that third seed going to be really important here, because I think there's a very real chance of the third seed pulling an upset.
Yep, but that's all to come later on in the next week of Highlander. Right now, we're focusing in on this match. We got 17 in the server on their team, just waiting on Mountain to join up. We're going to be ready to get going in just a second here, 15 minutes after the traditional Highlander start time. Any minute now, we should be ready to go. As predictions for Help's offense, yes, we are going to be having somebody help on blue side here first, Amigos on red. I think that's pretty good overall for Help, because I think as a team that's more used to Steel and that has a lot of experience on the map, being able to set a time is good. I talked about this with Space Ghost last week, but on Stopwatch, if you feel confident, I feel like attacking is better. But if you feel like you want to kind of play it safe, know what you need to do, then defense is just a safer option. But for Help and for a team looking to kind of trailblaze a time, remember, it's a win you're in situation for sure in this match. So being able to set the pace and set one that you like is going to be very good.
I've been, as someone who's generally always been on the side of you want to start on defense, I've been kind of coming around to that opinion a little bit more. Not so much on Steel, if only because of the fact that on a payload map, if you set a 4-minute time, it's, oh, okay, well, we're pretty much done. On Steel, it's, oh, okay, we just know we have to go for E right away. So I think that tempo setting is lost a little bit. I mean, if you're able to pull out a sub 3-minute time, then maybe we're talking a little bit differently. But if one of these teams pulls out a sub 3-minute time, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, because I don't think it's going to be as close as we hoped it would be.
Yeah, I do see the prediction on screen now for Help's first offense is around 860. That would be 9 minutes, Dolphin. I'm not sure about that UI, but
Is it
either
8.6?
probably not. Apparently it's a rounding error, but that's funny either way. So around 9 minutes, we'll say. That's pretty high, considering on Steel's a map where you can go A to E and set these really blazing 3-4 minute times like Alto just talked about. And if you do that, you set it's not like payload where you feel like one stop and we're done. For Steel, we have to continuously stall this A to E snowball that has a chance of coming through. And I was watching the pregame match that Timeless and Somebody Help were playing, and it felt like A to E and ABE were very often taken routes for these teams. People don't go around the world nearly as often as we saw, in the old, earlier days of Steel. So let's see if that aggression is going to stay true, and if teams are still going to try to go for those blazing times as much as possible.
Yeah, just the way you described it kind of made me think back to old days of yore when we played Gravel Pit and the matches took less time than it did for everyone to get into the server, as we are now 2/17 minutes past time as still just waiting for Mountain, I guess, who's in spec now. Just,
We do have
keeping us
the
all waiting.
call 30 seconds until we go live. So everyone, it's about time to get going on this final match of the regular season. Going to be amazing, to say the least. Remember, winner is in, loser is either out or needs some help from MCM. So we'll have to see how that goes down.
Somebody help, in this case, somebody being MCM, and the person needing help being either somebody help or Amigos. But yeah, I want to get your predictions there, because I'm interested in how you think this is going to go.
This is a rough one, honestly. I feel like at this point in the season, based on what we've seen from these two teams, like against other teams, I would probably call Amigos the stronger team on paper. However, I think a lot of that strength is missing tonight with Mujet being gone. Like you said, Mountain, I'm sure, is a suitable replacement. It's not like this is, product where if you're missing your main sniper, it feels really bad. But I feel like this is just home turf for Somebody Help, and even if Amigos is stronger on paper, Somebody Help has a foot in the door for this map. I feel like it's going to be 2-1 either way. I'm going to lean Somebody Help. I feel confident in their still experience coming through.
I'm going to be a bit of a buzzkill, and I'm going to go 2-0 Somebody Help. Ooh. I think at least one of the rounds is going to come down to seconds, but part of it is that I'm half skeptical because seeing is believing, and I didn't see MCM lose to Amigos last week. Maybe it's Caster's curse, I don't know, but I just don't think they're at a caliber yet where even if maybe they were on an upswing last week and MCM was not having their best week, I don't know if they're going to be able to beat a team that has this much experience on Steel. As we are live in the game, ACAP going for really no one at all from Amigos on it. Michael Lely kind of playing on the spawn shutter just to get an idea of how many people were there. But A's going to be capped 24 seconds, pretty standard, and we'll have to see what exactly it is Somebody Help going to do from there.
Yeah, there's no spy on A, which you normally see. The spy normally gives the call on who's coming through. They're just having Micah, like you say, spot it from the spawn. He's the only one on that side of the map, so Amigos swung with a solid 8-man defense sitting over here towards B. There's going to be a bonk into upper from Emily, and Soldier comes through, takes down Mountain immediately. Great play there to get the teleporter and the sniper down, so now Somebody Help has some space to move in. Soldier jumping up behind, gets hurt really badly, going to surf that one out and keep his life for now, but Sunny will go down on the return, so good rocket from Geen 1-1, but with the tele gone and the sniper gone, there is some space.
Geen just jumped up with both Scout and Soldier in the little shack, didn't even turn to look at them and just happened to get blown back, which not the greatest look to start out, but Combo looking to come up through the upper cliff area. Uber popped out, great jumping air blasts by Vox. They're not even able to jump down, but DC got stabbed on the backside of that, and the gun did go down because was able to find it, but Fish finds Timeless, no sniper for the offense. Because the battalion coming out from Geen's, he's just walking right in.
Caboose gonna get caught out eating a sandwich in upper here, will get taken down. And that banner from Geen was actually the difference maker. We saw a great play from Hino there to sap the gun and get the Demo Man stabbed. So normally when that happens as a spy, you're like, alright, I want my team to push, but the banner coming through means there's a lot of defense, but Hino gonna shut down the next banner. Doing everything right now is the spy for help, as they're gonna look to try to walk in again. Scout running on the map! Oh, Emily gonna run at Ray, hit all the shots, and take down the enemy medic, and now with the gun getting set up for the offense here on B, this should be property of Somebody Help.
Can't let that happen. That's like when I say I don't know if Amigos is at that kind of caliber to make playoffs. Those are exactly the type of mistakes a playoff team cannot make. Just because your gun is down doesn't mean everyone else in your combo can just have a brain fart and let your med get ran out by a single scout when you have positioning advantage. That gives Uber ad over to the side of Somebody Help. It's about an 85% ad right now. I mean, shrinking because it's full ad, but B is gone. C likely to go with it, and Somebody Help is getting off to this match on the right foot.
American melted Fish's knife on this truck, but he didn't actually check the top of the truck, so that's honestly a rookie error from an experienced Pyro. Now there's going to be a call out on this combo running into Wishbone, but with full Uber, they're kind of free to do as they wish for Somebody Help. They're going to go all the way onto the C exit platform here. Pyro trying to air blast in these stickies back and give their team some space. Keep in mind, it's still advantage for Help. They're going to pop in the choke and have the walkout come through, and air blast gets some space out onto the point. May going to do a lot of damage onto the combo in the choke as DC taken down. Timeless will be returned on by the Spy. Gonna get a pick for Fish, but Vox gonna go down as well. And now with the advantage in players and positioning, Help gonna go onto the C point. It's only 80% for Ray, so they're not gonna be able to contest.
Yeah, a little bit of a stumble in the beginning of that Uber. I don't know if May got knocked in or just missed the sticky jump as Micah going for something there. This is a really aggressive recontest coming back in, but Paul and Micah and Fish are both gonna go down. I like the enthusiasm there, and they stall out C a little bit longer, but they're gonna be missing. Did they hold this?
No,
Geen coming in.
It's just Geen stalling. He's
Found
gonna go down.
Though.
Yeah, he got Fleebo on the back. He got another banner, by the way, which is why he was able to live so long and get the pick on the med. So Gein's been actually playing phenomenal. For someone who we kind of singled out as a hit-or-miss player, he has certainly been hit so far, and he's going to get his med a full Uber advantage for the defense here. Help has been fast through 3. It's 3:30 overall.
Look at Timeless, though. Oh, tries to get the shot, but Ray not peeking that angle right there. Going to be called out. They know about him being there now.
Okay. I think Hino wasn't cloaked, or disguised rather, so he got killed immediately on decloak. It doesn't matter though, because Sunny going to go up top and get the entire sentry nest down, including that engineer. So with that, ECAP going to start up. Emily getting some capture time on that, going to go into Lunchbox and get the full pack. Meanwhile, both combos about to clash in lobby here.
Gein winning the 1v1 with the height disadvantage to Sunny in heaven. Not something you'd like to see
Emily.
from Sunny. Emily gonna take him out though, and Caboose spawn camping right there. But Emily gonna go down. Micah running the gadgets.
Yeah.
We've seen him on
The
Force of Nature
backscatter.
and backscatter so
Yeah.
far. As somebody helping trying to push in through lobby here.
Yeah, they just got their Uber, so they're going to exchange in this quarter. They have Vox ready up here for the air blast. Gonna get popped up first from somebody help, although it's a good air blast from Vox. One flash quickly for the defense, so it's a better Uber on their side. Sticky's gonna be thrown in the choke, and that Uber exchange not gonna find too much. They do get the defensive Uber out though, so now with Caboose in heaven, they're going to start capping up again.
Yeah, Hino coming in from behind, going to be spotted out as well. A little bit of cap time going in. Sunny up on the point right there. Caboose going to be taken out by that backscatter.
Timeless
finding Fox, and in comes the flood. Paul, though, being tanked up. Going to stay alive. Everyone on somebody help going down here. Here comes the demo of the med, but May finding it difficult to get out through that choke. Cap time building from Emily, who's running in now. Going to try to get DC.
Hino
They
just
will
got
take
3.
him out.
Yeah, Hino double backstab onto Mountain, Paul, and DC. That's heavy demo sniper. When those classes are down, the push is free. They're going to look to walk in and capture up D. It looks like they want to close off these shutters. No, never mind. They're going to go into E and help Caboose up in heaven. He's loved this position so far. Went down once to Micah, but with only 3 up on the defense. They're getting some spawners. Right now, Sunny Help have full control of the point. Amigos, they need to get in here and they need to find the way onto the point.
I want to see DC on the loose cannon going lower and start donking people off point. Don't think he's on it though, and he gets sniped out. Timeless finds the shot on him from the forward spawn. Gonna find him there. Uber gets popped out. Paul's gonna go down, and this will be a fairly fast cap in for somebody help.
It's gonna be about what 550, 6 minutes. It's not unwinnable because remember, Steel can have those super fast points. This is honestly slightly faster than average, I'd say. It's faster than a full around the world, but it's slower than one of the ABE caps that you can do. So a lot of questions still open on this round. Somebody help. They give themselves a good opening. I'd say this is strong for them. Amigos, though, they need to kind of stabilize. We saw some moments of weakness from them, especially in the first 3 points when they dropped their medic on B and then had that weird recontest on C without full Uber. So if they're able to kind of get some defense here, even if they lose this round, I want to see Amigos kind of put up a fight and make this close.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's interesting, both snipers bottom scoring for
That's
the
Steel.
own teams right there. Timeless, though, finding that pick on DC was really big. Uber was up for somebody help, so don't imagine it would have mattered too much. DC probably goes down anyway, but
Hey, loose cannon goes through Uber if he had that one.
If he should have gone through lower. Now, I think it's interesting that their combo started playing so well together at the end there after being a little kind of bit shaky in the beginning, but just the fact that they never actually got control over Heaven is what really kind of doomed them there. Gein had one really good recontest where he took out Sunny, you know, in just a straight 1v1 with the height disadvantage, just really difficult to do, but went down immediately after, and it felt like either Caboose, Emily, or Sunny was in Heaven at all times. Mountain gonna get snaked out by Timeless right out of the gates, but as A is being capped, that's not gonna matter too much.
If you told me the top scorers besides medics at the end of the first half would be Gein and Hino, I'd say that's a bit weird. Hino did a fantastic job, but Gein as well, playing amazingly, getting those banners up and finding a ton of picks, so we'll have to see if they're able to keep momentum. Hino, unfortunately, gonna get his KD ruined a bit, gets taken down on his decloak spot, so we'll have to respawn and find a new area.
Timeless is watching lobby? From the sport?
Yeah, he did this in his scrim. The reason why he did this is try and find early pick and rotate down to B. The reasoning is because, well, as you just saw, it's a really free pick because no one expects a sniper here. Make it 2 picks. Timeless railing off those headshots, taking on Vox and Mountain for a second time.
Here.
Yeah,
The Uber is coming in through lobby with the gun. Timeless perfectly positioned.
Oh,
The
Spy
men's
sees it.
deck of talent cards is loaded and locked tonight, but he will go down as Gein finds him, splashes him off of that forward spawn. If the combo from Amigos can cross into Wishbone, which they can't, but they pull out the rotate, they're gonna run back through drop down, I think, and try to catch them on the rotate. I don't know if they're gonna make it though. Mike is so far in on point, they got the gun to move.
Yeah, the gun already moved all the way, so now it's just a Delman out here trying to control some space. They are going to pop their Uber out and try to force this offense back. Counter Uber is out for Amigos. It's a lot better overall, so we'll have to see if they want to take some space. Caboose going out alone to the teleporter. That's a big play, because now he's above the offense. We'll have to see if they can get the recontest going. Dean goes down, as well as Sunny. There's DC, and now the Heavy railing them in the back with this minigun. Takes down Vox, going to help take down Fish in just a second. Cleanup coming through from Emily, and that play from Caboose was actually amazing to give his team flank pressure.
Yeah, LCS big plays out of Caboose. He's got great situational awareness there that probably called, flash me so I can get to the telly, goes up and just splits the aggro. I thought that Amigos might have had a decent shot at that Uber because they actually got help to pop first. But with that play by Caboose, he's just unable to do anything in the post fight. And now they're stuck in a standard B push with only 3.5 minutes left.
Yep, Paul goes down upper alone. Fish as well, not going to find what he wants. May and DC do trade out, so no Doman available, but the rest of the mulch factories killing Amigos in this choke point. They're going to lose their entirety of their combo, except for Ray. Ray going to stay alive and keep charging that Uber, but for now, the defense is holding strong. We saw a little bit of pressure onto the E point, but it got cleaned up, and that point's going to have 0 cap time on it in just a second.
Timeless rotating around is I'm not really familiar with this. I'm not 100% sure that I like it in theory. At least, but in practice, it's been working really well because he keeps finding kills. DC gonna go down, but Fish will find Timeless. No sniper there. Might make it a little bit easier for the walk-in once DC spawns back up.
The Mountain hits a headshot with this free space he's able to take, takes that Pyro down to like 50 HP. Emily's on a 7k right now, by the way, doing a ton of work with his cleanup, although the entirety of Help is doing their job, so it's working out very well. Keep in mind, 3 minutes left on the clock. This is getting, kind of desperate for the side of Amigos. If they don't cap B on this time, they might have to consider A to E.
Yeah, and he's so difficult against any team that knows how to block it. Just don't let them take wishbone control, and you're pretty much good. And it looks that's what they might be going for. Yeah,
they have the engineer set up.
In spawn. The combo's rotating. Where are they going? Are they on C? They are. That's how you get your
Sticky
combo
trap.
wishbone for the AE. Sticky trap gonna find Emily right there. Uber's popped out, but they're near the pit. Ray needs to make sure she does not get blasted in.
Oh no!
Oh, it's so close. She got knocked out of wishbone, but not yet in the pit. It will last. They have so much time here. Caboose just holding the doors open.
Nice headshot from Timeless. Get that scout off the point. No 2x means this is a lot harder to do. They have to hold for so much longer in this wishbone area, and they're going to lose Paul because of it. Wymeo and Timeless will go down at Mountain in this heaven position, finding a good angle onto spawn, but with no one on the cap, they're going to pop this banner up. They're going to catch out Fish, and they're going to run this combo back into lobby. It's just Mountain left upper. He's doing a lot of work, but without a team, what are you going to do?
Yeah, Dean almost got the kill onto Timeless there. Got Timeless down to about 1. Caboose gonna go down. DC living. Ray is forced to kite into basement. Goes down to Sunny.
Hit the arrow on DC, please.
Missed the arrow on DC. It goes down. Yeah, that was. I really liked that spunk and that kind of fast combo rotation. But I feel like the Uber that Amigos took was just really lacking in like situational, micro. Ray should not have been allowed to get air blasted out there. They should have been taking that from deeper in, controlling the staircase. But, they're going to try for a last minute push. Micah on point, capping this up. I believe it's about 60 seconds with the ×2, so if he gets on it soon, they might have it, but that Wrangled Mini in Wishbone doing so much to block it.
The Mini as well, but there's a big problem. That's Fleeble's Uber here. It's full Uber to 30% for Ray. They're not going to get in time. If this gets stalled at all, it's not going to be doable. The offense needs to keep all the players alive, but the capper goes down once again. They can't get any cap on E. With the ×3, it's 45 seconds.
Coming in, finds Ray. Yep.
And a 2K and DC.
Just icing on the
and
cake.
And a third onto Vox. 4K for Hino. Going to stay alive as well. Amazing play. Will finally go down, but Hino has been fragging out in this half. And with that, 40 seconds left on the clock, no cap time. It is over in this round. Somebody help. Going to take a 1-0 lead. Very, very strong show.
It's not over until 30 seconds. They could instantly times 5.
Insta times 5.
2, 1. Okay, yeah, no, it's over.
It's over now.
I don't want to be kind of defeatist because I think Amigos making help would be making playoffs would be a great story. This is, I feel like, very exemplary of what I meant about Amigos maybe catching MCM last week on a downswing when they were on an upswing, but just lacking maybe that baseline level. Like, there were a ton of really great highlights there, right? That recontest onto C to kill Fleeble and make sure that Amigos combo had full ad going into the lobby hold. That really fast rotate with the teleporter to get positioning in Wishbone and really threaten that AE. It's not enough. It's the same thing we saw in Cascade, where for every one really great, phenomenal play that they make, it feels like they make 2 just kind of slips. They lose someone, they let Hino pull out a 3K on them, something along those lines where they're just unable to consistently play at that high level. And I'm all for what they're doing. I love that kind of playstyle where it's like, okay, go big or go home. We're gonna send all of our combo in through a teleporter to get behind them. Because those are the types of plays that win you these games. It's just you can't only do that and ignore that kind of baseline level of play where you maintain like, okay, well, we're gonna do that on top of not making so many mistakes.
All right, we got stats on your screen. I want to point out two things immediately. First of all, Emily, 19 and 6. We pointed out in the pregame that Emily has been a driving force for the success of Somebody Help, always able to contest at the top level for Scout, gets tons of cleanup kills, does a ton of damage. 300 DPM on Scout for Steel is not easy at all. It's so hard for Scout to do damage on this map, but Emily pulling it off flawlessly. Another thing, the damage overall. May 500 DPM, DC not even breaking 300. And obviously, when your demo man has 200 more DPM than the others, those kills will come to Emily. You know, it's basically the entire combo is doing their jobs right now for the side of Somebody Help. American staying alive, getting a ton of damage flames out there. Caboose has been a rock, absolutely has some great decision making. And when the entire combo of Somebody Help is playing this well, even if Geen is having probably his best game of the season. I haven't seen all of them for sure, but this is the best I've seen Geen play. Even if you have some of those performances coming out from other players, it's just so hard to contest a flawless combo on Steel.
You know what I think is really interesting too, because you compare the damage gap in the demos. If you look at DC's death spread, he's got 9 deaths, which is more than double May's 4. DC
Almost
died
double.
3 times to Scout, 3 times to Sniper, 3 times to Spy. None of those are to the enemy combo, which I think is really interesting, right? Because it's not necessarily saying that DC is just getting out DM'd by May and that's the reason why they're losing. You might infer that if you were to just look at the stats, but you look at the spread there, you realize that what's happening is that it's like almost everyone else is kind of winning that fight for May. Not to say that May's getting carried.
Yeah, obviously, it's a team game, right?
It's a team game, right? The team is enabling that because Hino and Timeless are consistently finding DC because Emily's able to run in and just assassinate people. We saw her just Thanos snap Ray out of the B defense right to open the round. Like, it opens all of that space up for May, and May's doing a phenomenal job of taking advantage of it. But, it's a little bit more nuanced than just, one demo stronger than other demo.
Yeah, and for the rough first, the first defense that Mountain had, he actually did pretty well on the offense side, which is, normally opposite for Sniper. That says Steel, a bit funny with the angles you can get. He did a lot of work when they were trying to get that ADE capture up in the enemy heaven, but it's just so hard to contest. Like we mentioned, everyone from Sony Help is doing their job here. Like, it's a pretty amazing performance across the board. Fleebo only 1 death across the entire half, so just amazing job from Help. And we've talked about the the storyline that Somebody Help, they have a solid team, but they have maps that they really excel on. This might be the start of like an opposite storyline for Amigos, where I guarantee you they'd be more confident playing this map or playing Somebody Help on any other map than Steel. Steel's just such a hard map for a team with a couple seasons of experience together to get down.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing this game for, well, I know how many years, but I'm not going to say it because I don't like hearing it. But it's 9 years, by the way. But I've been playing it for that long, and I still feel like there are points where I'm like, wait, how does the flowchart run again? Like what part of the what tree, like, branch of decisions am I in here? Are we going death? Where do we want to go here? When do we move the teleporter over from the B side of the map to the A side of the map? Like, all these different things. And yeah, like, it's I really love these really big, like, potential plays that Amigos are making. That teleporter play I thought was really smart. And that it's just unfortunate that they have this great macro moment where they get their combo into this really good positioning, but then lose it in the micro. Which you almost see the opposite for a lot of teams, right? Especially newer teams to invite, where, like, oh yeah, their DM's fine, but they're just always finding themselves in these really bad positions. If I'm I'd more rather be in Amigos' position because I think it's more easily fixable. And should they manage to bump up that gameplay level, they're going to be a really fearsome team to play in the future.
Yeah, the big moment where we saw that rotation come out of Amigos, where they moved their teleporter onto C, they had their combo set up, they got Mountain into Heaven, they had their heavy close up on the spawn shutter. that could have gone so well for them. Like, you can win the round off that play if you're Amigos, but the moment where they trade Uber in the Wishbone, Vox gets air blasted off the pit, and if your Pyro loses ground in that Wishbone, all of a sudden the push isn't looking too good anymore. You need to keep space when you're there, but that's the kind of thing that you only get from, rep after rep of Steel combo making this push happen. How many times has Vox found themselves in this situation compared to American, who's been around for years, right? Like, it's just such a hard position to play on this map.
Yeah, it's everyone in the Somebody Help combo. Caboose, May, Fleeble, American, all of them have been playing for years on years, probably closer to my number of years than anyone on Amigos, who are, second season of Invite. Really, I'd say this is their first, like, quote-unquote real season of Invite where they're an actual threat, and they're playing teams evenly, and they're really contesting for that playoff spot. And again, like, I don't want to talk about Amigos like this game's already over, because it never is, especially on Steel. But I think a lot of the reasons why Somebody Help has been always seen as such a good Steel team are kind of showing through right now, because really, other than that one recontest on C where they lost Fleeble, it's hard to say they made too many mistakes.
Yeah, if anything, they made like so many good plays that were just overshadowing any like small micro error that we like sometimes are used to seeing out of Penguins, from just being a lower caliber than the MCMs or the Wish modes of the world. But yeah, they're just so comfortable here, and it's really showing through. If you are Amigos, right, you're in halftime. We've been in halftime for a while, right? They talked about a lot of things as the ready-ups just come through. They're probably like, what can we do to get in this match? Because they need one round. At least one round gives you a chance to make playoffs here.
I'm gonna give them, I think, probably like the low effort, high reward. It starts with Hino. Stop getting chain stabbed.
Yeah.
Forehead. Like,
yeah. Stop getting chain stabbed forehead, right?
It's not the most deep tactical advice, but they probably still continue to hold them in lobby if Hino doesn't pull out that 3K. And Hino was consistently finding, maybe they kill him one time, right? But if you kill a spy once and then let him get 2 picks the next time, the spy will take that every time.
Yeah, the spy will take that every time. One key kill alive for a spy is more than you can ask for an Invite.
And you'd trade 1 life with nothing for 2 lives with 2, because it just ups the success rate even more so. Like if 1 pick gives you like a 20% chance, 2 picks gives you a 50.
All right, so for Amigos here, they're going to be on offense. I want to really see them set a high tempo. Keep in mind, whenever like you haven't set a time yet, it's up to you to decide how you want to play your offense. If they decide they want to try an ABE or an AE faster, like they did last round, just to kind of keep pace up, or if they decide they can try to go around the world and are more confident in a defense where they know what they have to do, then that's up to them. Right now, we are going to see the typical A cap. Emily is waiting in spawn and we're going to rotate out. Everyone else is going to be on the B site. I want to see if Timeless goes to the lobby side again. It looks like he is trying to rotate out. No, he's actually taking a lighter angle. It's not a surprise anymore. Meanwhile, offense gonna do that bonk scout up to the top, but no one really behind it. They are gonna take some damage onto the heavy here. Scout gonna run up on Caboose. Caboose winning that 1v1 against Micah. Good job.
Oh, eating a sandwich on the Kelly. I wanted to see
Sunny helps him out with DC too.
Bad, but yeah, Sunny, they're really smart playing around Caboose to make sure he stays up there. He already got forced out once, but healed up, able to kind of come back in and take the Kelly and stay content.
Poor Hino, he got the stab on the engineer who was moving a gun through lobby, but unfortunately the gun was turning towards him, so he couldn't get the sapper on it in time. So there's a lone level 3 gun with the soldier in lobby here. That's really hard to deal with. We'll have to see what Somebody Help want to do with that. In the meantime, looks like the offense for Amigos trying to go forward, but they're going to lose DC on the counter side. Mountain going to drop Fleeble from drop down. So picks going both ways, but Amigos going to be the long-term winners.
Yeah, you can't really ask for much more for your sniper than getting that drop-down shot onto the enemy medic. The Timeless going to take out Vox, which, just 1 less number kind of on the field. But I want to see them do something here. Fleeble's already going to be respawning.
Oh, early banner for Sunny. I didn't think he wanted to release it yet, but it has been taking. They are going to get some people into Wishbones. The level 3 gun got 2 and it got moved. It's getting healed up just a second, but it will go down. Geen as well going to drop. Revenge crit from Snoozy June. I can say on American, but we'll go down afterwards. In the meantime, now the offense for Amigos trying to get some presence into B here. They're walking people up the ramp. Sunny does some decent damage and drops down to keep his life. Gonna tell you, but it gets taken down, so now the offense is in.
Yeah, we're going to see the soldier try to jump out right there, but might be forced to just give him the point. Actually, Sunny hiding way back up in the C-clips. Geen going to jump and hits the
Oh, nice job.
wins
Yeah,
the
and
MGE
that's
right there.
the-
The decap's going to come in a lot more quickly than it did. I don't think it even came in last time.
It didn't, but that's the side effect of losing your medic. Eventually, you're just gonna have to leave if you're somebody help there. They just didn't have Uber to contest, so that's all part of the course. Right now, they're gonna have Uber advantage, and they're actually gonna try to contest Wishbone here, so they're gonna be holding it. There are sticky traps. Timeless gets a snipe onto Mountain, so opening things up with an SBS ad.
Yeah, big pick right there, since, you know, we haven't really seen Amigos try to push the rest of the map yet, so this is kind of the first for both teams, but...
Combos Cliff.
Which is fine, right? You just want to wait for those doors to open and then go in there. Micah's going to find Timeless. That's a really big kill. Not sure where that happened, but able to take out the sniper is going to make the C push so much better, but June and Micah are going to go
Great
down,
flank
so the
collapse.
number's still on the side of somebody help right here.
Yeah, Sunny doing work with his scout and Devilman to get those picks in Wishbone, so numbers ad was negated. They're going to get all their players up in just a second once Timeless is here. There's a little bit of pressure on E, but the majority of the combo is sitting Wishbone here. Mountain going to go down again. It feels like he's been dying off respawn on offense so far, except for the drop down pick he got, which was amazing. If he can find more impact like that, it'll be a lot easier for Amigos to get rounds, but Hino going to double up onto Snoozy June.
Yeah, as, you know, after that med drop right there, it feels like there hasn't been too much that Amigos have been able to find. They kind of gave up, even without the sniper that they gave up on the cliff push, which I don't like.
Good
Uber's
Uber.
popped out, DC Fox, Paul Keen,
Amazing
all going
Uber.
down. Ray drops everyone, she's trapped alone. Just got a kill
good,
find
yeah,
there.
kill
Yeah,
find
that's a disaster for right there for Amigos.
So Amigos were not looking forward at that play. They didn't think that they could get aggressed on there, but you have to always be aware that a good team on Steel will take advantage of you if you don't pay attention. And there, that aggressive Uber caught everybody from from Amigos off guard. No one was looking for that, and they all dropped. Uber gets popped on no one, and that's going to extend their time by minimum another minute here.
Yeah, and just really not too much going on for them right there. That pick on Timeless, I thought, was their real big opportunity to get in on C, but they lost people in Wishbone area and then just kind of gave up on it. You need to kind of wrestle Mountain in there a little bit more aggressively, as they are going to get aggressive in Wishbone right here.
Yeah, they're going to try and force their way through, but again, no Uber for the med. They're just going to lose Micah, who tried to go over the cliff. A lot of players holding up top as Snoozy June not able to get a sentry gun up just yet. There is this level 3 in Heaven with Caboose defending it, so he's actually going to try and soak some damage. The rest of the players from the combo of Amigos are going to group up onto that sentry gun and take it down. So now E-Cap, E-Pressure going to start again, but Paul goes in the pit, and so does Geen. Geen is trying to pogo out of it. He's 1 HP. He's not going to make it. 2 players go into the pit. They're going to lose Mountain and Vox, and that's just insult to injury. Even if they do get the Uber out of Fleeble, they lose players and the space. That said, Ray gonna have, so at least they can make a play here.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, still not over, right? They're able to get one really good decisive push. Cap, it's probably not more than, what, 8 minutes at this point yet? Which,
Yeah, I feel
longer
like
than
you'd
you'd
be about
like
there.
to see it, but definitely possible.
Yeah, and this Uber is where it all starts for Amigos. You need this push to go well. How are you going to do it? It looks like they're grouping up outside of Wishbone here, maybe towards Cliff. It looks like they want to go all the way towards Cliff. The Cliff Uber is coming through. It gets seen in advance by Sunny here. Going to call that one out, and they're going to go over the top. They do pop first on down the cliff and into the choke. They are going to get a pick onto American. Good stab by Fish there, but Banner is out from Sunny. The Kite is doing pretty well, but Fleeble goes down. Micah going to get that chase down kill. Timeless as well going down, so all of a sudden the C push has worked phenomenally for the side of Amigos. They're going to lose a couple players, but it's fine. All the key players are still alive, like Ray charging up another Uber ad.
I felt like Sunny really should have tried to just go for Ray there and just Hail Mary it instead of taking the kill onto Mountain. I mean, yeah, I guess the sniper is good, but if you can get the med down there, you're saving your team, you know, potential giving up this cap. The gun is up in Heaven, though. Caboose sitting on it as well means that it is not going to be easy to take this out, but the spam coming in, Sticky's being charged up, it's getting chipped down. Sniper up
Timeless.
in the
Yep.
window right there, and Mountain going to find Timeless. Has free reign up in JFK right there. Able to find shot after shot. The gun will finally go down. This is the big opportunity. Caboose gonna go down as well. Mountain able to just rail off shot after shot, making sure no one else can get in. Watch for the lobby.
Scout's gonna
contester.
find him though. It's a good play by Emily, get that sniper out of the window. That's step 1 to recontesting here. So the rest of the combo for somebody help are in lobby, gonna be Ubering from behind of Amigos. They actually don't have quite yet. Uber gonna be used by Ray to try and get this aggressiveness going, but American does a fantastic job stuffing it and even gets out with his life. That's an experienced pyro play coming through. Susie June will go down, but the point's almost capped. Scout's not the
He's
entire
on Fleeble.
time. Yeah, Fleeble is dead. They have to sack for this point. Times 3 on it. Mini doing a lot of work. Scout's gonna have to jump off. They will get a kill, but right now still up is the Scout times 2ing this. Micah gonna get help from his team, and this should be the capture as the entirety of the defense is wiped. So with that, a 7-minute offense from the side of Amigos. That is respectable.
That's only a minute. For how much, like, I feel like this felt a lot longer of a push than what we saw somebody help do, but it's only a minute longer.
Yeah, it's a minute longer, and they lost that minute from the really big disaster that happened in Wishbone when they just dropped everyone and lost the Uber. If that mistake doesn't come through, they're looking at a time that is matching Somebody Help. So it looks like being offense side first really helped take the edge off of Amigos, which, like, you want, obviously all these players are very confident in their TF2 ability, but sometimes when you're staring down a time that is kind of pushing you, you kind of get anxious a bit. You feel like you have to rush more than you do. They went for the AE in round 1, but here were they able to set their own time. Even though a disaster happened in Wishbone, they didn't panic, they kept at it, and they got their respectable time.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just, irrespectable is what you'd call it. I'm just, I caster bias. I feel like it'd be really entertaining if Amigos won here. But on the flip side, like, these mistakes are just so damaging, right? Because it's like, oh, they lost so much time because of that mistake. You can't expect to be an invite playoff team when you just spontaneously drop 4 people in a wishbone Uber.
Yeah, and it's a mistake that you look at, and the fact that they're able to recover shows that they do have something going there. We'll have to see if they're able to secure this round. Remember, if Somebody Help are able to kind of take this one back and upset the standings, they will be winning at 2-0 and advancing to playoffs. Amigos will be out, so this round is a must-win for Amigos.
Yeah, this is do or die for them right now, as A is going to get capped up by Somebody Help. No pressure at all going in towards lobby or towards E.
I like the adaptation here on the defense for the side of Amigos. Last time, Mountain was kind of alone up top. He got bombed by a soldier and killed. So now they have defenders up here. Emily going to go through. Mountain, you have to not die to splash damage. They will lose Paul. Mountain stays alive with barely any HP, but the up top play with the bonk is very well coordinated again from Help. Looks like they have this one pat down.
Yeah, they will lose Timeless, though, so no sniper means that the defense can play a little bit more freely. Mountain going to get a couple free peeks off into the tunnel right there. DC popped up, hit super low. Fox going to go down.
Yeah, you like to see your power going down. Meanwhile, we see Hino sneaking in the back. Mountain gets a pick onto M, which is pretty big, as Ubers get traded out here, trying to get any space. Pyro doing some work. American trying to get the gun down. Gun lives with 1. Hino in the back. He's going to pick off Mountain. Will be a distraction, but on the other side, Fish. Yeah, big 2K onto Caboose and Timeless. So with those classes down, the numbers for Help are a bit weaker. They do have Wymeo's gun up here. It's a level 3 wrangled at the ledge, so that's going to make a lot of pressure going forward. Emily trying to 1v1 on the point, but Micah gonna win that one. Takes down the enemy scout, and with May going down, this push has to be aborted.
Yeah, big reflect right there by Vox. Died early, which is not, a highlight. Let that Uber in, but got the reflect off onto Sunny. Banished him to the Shadow Realm right there. Made sure that somebody helps him. Oh, he's American! Dead jumping in, gonna hit Ray low, but not low enough. Hino, finding Keen as they're trying to back off. That room is enough for Emily and May to start jumping in right here. The gun gonna go down, and in comes Somebody Help. So, Uber's gonna pop back out. The Fish finds Fleeble. No heals right here. DC gets surf the level 1 back. Really good heads up play by him right there. And Paul shredding people up in the window. Amigos, have been activated right here on this defense. Fish gonna fight American. That's what, his 6th or 7th kill of the point, it feels like. Finally, we'll go down to Timeless.
Oh no,
Hino taking the ground.
Hino had an engineer pick there, but whips the stab, gets the sapper on, but unfortunately not gonna find that kill. Timeless with 1 to Fish means Fish's reign of terror is over for now. Meanwhile, the rest of the offense for Somebody Help, they're flooding in here. They don't want to let up on the gas at all. Ray's on 65% Uber to 40 for Fleeble, so there is an ad here for the defense. We'll have to see if they're able to stall out long enough to get it. It looks like they will be able to, as the gun will go down. Stalls for some time. Geen gonna go over the top, tries to find any space. Unfortunately, no one gonna be home, and he will get taken down. So man ad in favor of Help. Uber is up for Ray, though.
Yeah, they need to use in right now and just clear this ground. The more ground they lose, the harder it is. Sunny's gonna come in, and there is the Uber. DC jumping forward, caught on the Uber. May hurt, goes down. They will find Fleeble as well. That is the big pick. She needed to be long gone in that Uber. Cannot afford to be caught out like that when the season is potentially on the line here. As what looked to be a very difficult defense for Amigos, they've now gone through half of their own time, and B still hasn't been capped by Somebody Help.
Yep,
Great jump out of Dean to find Timeless there.
3:40 on the clock means that this is getting into the rush time for Somebody Help. May trying to walk forward. Spy will get caught out. Not going to find that stab as Fish will go down. Now with the faster spawn times, it looks like finally Help have an edge here. There's a level 2 gun they have to deal with, but there's no heavy up top. There's no Uber. They will be able to get on this and capture. So eventually, the throw bodies at it strategy is going to work for Help, but they lost a lot of time. They have to be pretty mistakeless here if they want to win this round.
Definitely, yeah. It is gonna be difficult for them to take this, but 3 minutes is enough, right?
It's enough, yeah.
It just comes down right here. Ray has this Uber. No more of these catastrophes. But the Uber comes out in Wishbone. Caboose gonna milk most of it with the fist. The lives gonna go down. Fox finds him on C, but I don't know what was that Uber? Did Ray get forced?
Amigos got scared. 100% they got scared. Because they were playing so passive in the wishbone. Emily just walked up to the corner, and once they saw players on that corner, they got scared and popped. And you don't want to blame them for that, but at the same time, if you can just make a little bit of a better play, you're able to keep that Uber a bit longer and things go better. Now, with a full Uber disat, Uber going to be coming for help over the cliff.
Oh, Ray is in a dangerous position right here. Coming in, Hino, gonna find Vox. Ray surfs out, will keep her life, but the rest of Amigos looking to get mulched on C right there. Geen coming in from behind, gonna find American. Not sure.
He's burning. He's gonna get the pack, though.
Gonna get the pack. Will live. Has that wishbone positioning, which might be interesting if somebody help decides to go back in through wishbone. But 2 minutes left. Gonna be big ad for Ray. Again, like, you can have that happen, right? Not ideal.
Oh no,
but your med state alive. Geen gonna go down.
Geen was 80% to a banner. Without the banner, that's gonna be tough. But the gun is up here defending. Emily will have to get off the point while that gun is available. So someone needs to take care of it. Emily will go down to that Wrangler because no one kills it quite yet. Mountain and Snoozy June die though, and with the engineer down, so will the gun go. Yeah, Fish, big backstep onto Fleeble there. Caboose as well gonna get taken down, and now full Uber advantage for Amigos and Ray. They are losing 3 players though. And remember, once you cap C, the bridges get extended. Your spawn timers go long. Fish and Michael Lele both on 25-second spawns, so they need to get back in. They need to use their Uber to take space.
Ray having this Uber is the saving grace right now for Amigos. They're looking to use in. Here they go. DC and Vox popped in. Everyone and somebody help fleeing out through Wishbone. They will find that space, but they are not finding too many kills. Fleeble only on 40% though means that if they're not able to get some cap time ahead of this, it's going to be an all-out desperate scramble for the point coming down to those final 30 seconds. Fleeble! Mountain finds her. That might be the pick of the round. It is not over yet, but things have gone way into Amigos' favor right there.
And
Great
Timeless,
pick right there. But
Timeless, he just jumps on platform and just quickscopes everyone like he's playing COD. 3 big picks, and with those 20-second spawn timers, help are flooding the point. He has his crosshair on the place where Amigos need to walk in. Timeless can win this round for his team. No one can get in. It looks like Amigos are panicking. They're going back towards deep. There's a spy in the way. He's going to call this rotation and get out with his life. It's time 7. They have to get out here. There's going to be 90% Uber. If there's a Pyro, American can win this round. They need to get the air blast. Get on the point. It's 25 seconds. They get the Uber off. They're trying to jump on it, but they will get the cleanup kills. A lot of players dying on both sides right now. 20 seconds on the clock. Ray gonna go down. Scout capping. It's all about Emily now. If Emily can stay out and cap it, it's good, but Emily will go down. Mountain finding that shot. Everyone is dying on the point. 10 seconds left. Times 3. Sniper Timeless Hino heavy. Everyone's getting cleanup. It's time 2x4. 5 seconds. Can they get in time? And they will. That's a 2-0 for somebody help. What an insane finish.
What did I say? 2-0 for somebody help. One of the rounds comes down to the wire.
Oh my god.
I'm so glad you were calling that, because I was just staring at that with my mouth open like an idiot that entire time.
That was insane.
That was crazy, dude. Timeless just activated.
He jumped on point, started COD quick scoping people all around. He got 3 kills and then cut off the rotation. Amigos were so scared to peek it on Timeless there. Timeless was as big as a giant in that moment. They're like, Timeless is staring at us. We cannot walk out here. They rotated to be Hino in perfect position to call the rotation. They got everyone they needed, and then it all just devolved into chaos. That was insane.
Yeah, that. I don't know what do you say to that? How do you
good
break
season,
that
Amigos.
down? That's just
better luck next time. Like,
that's just one player just completely swinging the match into his own favor, just stepping up, saying, "You know what? I got this. Hold my beer," and just demolishing Amigos' chances of continuing on here. I was checking at the logs at the halftime, and I know that MCM was at least 1-0 up on Yee.
It doesn't matter anymore.
But it doesn't matter now. Yeah, Yee and somebody help will be making playoffs. The order of that, I think, may be yet to be determined.
Yeah,
no, because help
it's 3 rounds,
right?
But he have a higher point right now. Yeah, okay. So if MCM have a round, then yeah, that elevates help into 3rd seed. If MCM already have a round, then at best it's going to be 3 match points for help and 2 for Yee. And even if that happens,
MCM pulled out the 2-0. So yeah,
okay, yeah.
Somebody help will be 3rd seed, which is a very, very good, job.
That's what
by
they
them.
wanted. That's the best thing they were hoping for.
Realistically, you can't do much better than that, especially because they lost to MCM back in, was that Swift Week? I think they played.
Yeah, Swiftwater.
So that's all they can ask for, right? They get that rematch back against MCM, and they dodge Wishbone, which I think is a little bit more important. Yee not exactly going to have the probably have the most fun time in week 1 of playoffs. But we've seen that MCM is mortal, right? MCM is definitely mortal this season. So whether or
Logs
not
on your
anyone
screen.
competes for first, we'll see. But I think that the fight for who gets third going to be very intense this season.
That round was so close. All the things we were pointing out that were like heavily one-sided early on, they got evened out in that tight round. DC was even DPM with May. Everyone was pulling their weight on help. Geen continued to have a really good performance. He got put in check a bit. He still had some good players, but he wasn't dominating like he was in half one. And that was just so down to the wire. You have to look at that. The replays of that need to be played. If you're Amigos, you're probably sitting and mumble in silence, or you're already gone, right? But it was
I don't think so. I think
it was a valiant effort, right?
Yeah.
It was a valiant effort, and they should be proud of it. Unfortunately, they're going to miss playoffs, which when you don't meet your goal, it feels a bit bad. But they're definitely a strong team, and maybe things go a bit different tonight if we see Mujet in instead of Mountain. Mountain played very well in his own regard when he was having his moments, but Mujet's impact on this team cannot be understated. So missing him was definitely felt, but either way, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Is it fair, do you think, to give Geen Most Improved award for the season?
I'd say so. I mean, I'd have to look at VODs of like the match last week against MCM if he played well, because when we casted him early in the season, Geen was just like, he was very clearly an anchor weighing the team down. And like, to say at worst that's what he was, at best he had his moments, but it feels like he definitely pulled his own weight and even did very well overall. So I could definitely consider Geen for Most Improved Player.
Yeah, and just you look at the logs. You can't analyze those. Interesting that Help had so many more kills, yet so many more med deaths. Fleeble had a rough time trying to push second.
Is not.
And I mean, granted, that's kind of the thing with med, though. If all those deaths are grouped and pushing 1 point, it's not as bad as if they're spread out, because would still be once Help was able to force Amigos back, like from the forward hold, if you just keep throwing bodies at it, eventually something's probably going to crack with just how much faster the spawn timers are. But that really was close, and I don't mean to keep harping on it, but like, I'm so excited for Amigos in the coming seasons, because I think it's a lot easier for a team to iron out their mistakes than it is to find ways to have those big dynamic moments. And they've already done the latter. It's just about kind of putting in the time to, maybe not grind, but just even
improve.
Iron out the
find ways to improve.
Yeah, like, it's not about raising the maximum, it's about raising like the minimum, in a sense.
Yeah, raise your baseline, and you'll find that you win matches against teams you're supposed to. You're gonna be able to contest the teams that are historically upper invite. So for Amigos, a bit of a sour end to the season, but they're a very promising team looking forward.
Yeah, again, unfortunate that they weren't able to pull it together here, but a great match.
Final standings on the screen.
Yeah, and that's going to be it. As we were alluding to, Wish Mode going to be coming in 7-0.
20 match points.
Only blemish is that one round they lost to MCM back in week 2. Amigos, I think, actually may have been the closest to taking a second in that first round of product that they played against them. But again, only one mark against Wish Mode going into playoffs right there. Definitely the team that is favorited to win by quite
that
a
round went
decent
to
amount.
2 passes and a side salad.
Hmm?
That round that they dropped went to 2 passes and a side salad. We had to balance it out at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. As that will be it for the regular season. So I'm gonna have to say goodbye to a couple of teams here, unfortunately.
Yep, Amigos run it back, worst comp format, and 2 pauses and a side salad, all falling short. Meanwhile, Wish Mode MCM going through top 2 seeds, somebody help. Fantastic performance tonight, got themselves that 3rd seed and a much more doable matchup against MCM. And Yi sneaking in playoffs at 4th. Very good for that team. I know they've been around for a while, and they expect playoffs from that team. They definitely have the potential for it, and they know they can. So to see them in, even if it's at Amigos' expense, it's a very good thing for Yi.
Yeah, but we don't have too much time to keep waxing poetic about the season, as we will be coming at you guys with Froyotech versus Leica G6 right after this. And so I think, yeah, we'll start to wrap it up here. Next week, we should be doing MCM versus Help. So look forward to that. They had a really close round back on Swiftwater in week 4, I think it So
sometime back then, middle
yeah,
season.
somewhere around the middle of the season. So should be a great match to see them go through the pick ban and see where exactly they end up. But
In the
last
meantime,
thing,
you can exclamation point merch in the chat to check out all of RGL's fantastic merchandise on our shop, online shop. We have some amazing designs all made by our in-house graphics team. So if you like these designs, feel free to pick them up. They are available for your purchase. We have posters, we have designs, and it's just a lot of cool things you can use to support the TF2 community. All the proceeds go to that wonderful graphics team and the staff that help keep RGL afloat and running. So again, they're on your screen. If you like them, exclamation point merch in the chat. Check them out. Buy them if you do, and help support RGL. We thank you. The game would not be the same without all the fans. So again, exclamation point merch, and we can wrap things up here. We do have sixes, like you said, Freo G6 doubleheader. It's going to be exciting, but we can do some closing statements here.
yeah. Well, Dolphin, can we get a word about who's casting that? Is that going to be Space and Jarrett?
Yep, Space Ghost and Jarrett come at you guys next with sixes after a short break, but yeah, there's some closing statements. I can go first. It was a fantastic season, fantastic regular season. A lot of improved teams, great job all around, and we have our playoff contenders. So stay tuned for that. We have some exciting games coming up next week, following week, and the week after. So keep checking in for more Highlander every Monday night. My voice went as high as it could possibly go when I was casting an end fight, so I need to take a break. But that was definitely a very fun one.
Yeah, no, I was just sitting there open mouth like a fish watching. So my voice is still doing fine. So I'll wrap us out here. I am Alto, Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera. As always, he'll still be here after this. Zag and I are gonna tag out with Space and Jared. But thank you for watching all throughout the regular season. We've got the more great games coming up in the playoffs every Monday, like Zag said. So make sure to come see us again in 6 days and about 23 hours. So we'll catch you then with the first week of playoffs. Until then, catch your breath in the break and get ready for some hype sixes. Adios.